All right, everyone, here we are with ticker symbol OCGN, Ocugen Inc. And before we jump into this chart, I want to say welcome to all the first-time viewers and investors. Welcome to the channel, Invest for Tomorrow. To all the subscribers, welcome back. And as we dive into this chart, I do want every single investor and viewer to be aware that I have a ticker symbol to share with you guys towards the end of this video that you won't want to miss, and also the tweet of the day. So I started something new. I'm going to do my best to post every single day a tweet that has to do with how I reflect about the investment decisions that I make, how I reflect about the stock market, and how you can become a better investor, right? Or one that maximizes profits, minimizes losses, and what type of strategies you need to have as an investor to grow based off of my own experiences, my own opinions, and also the research that I've done and what I've seen works and doesn't work in the market. So we're going to talk about the tweet of the day and the ticker symbol to add to your watch list. So here we are. OCGN, Ocugen Inc. Sideways movement, but just started to fall in the last couple hours of the day. So yesterday, I basically wanted to have a conversation with every single investor, and I noticed that a lot of investors were not finishing up the video. Like, they were actually getting very bothered by my conversation. I thought I could have a conversation with my own community here, or our community, better said, of Invest for Tomorrow. And I just wanted to think outside the box because this stock has been going downwards, okay? And this was a quick run, and I'm thankful for those of you that took the time and said, hey, this quick run was a little too fast. That's why we're probably seeing this slight pullback. Then others were stating, you know, how they felt about Johnson & Johnson compared to Ocugen, because I did touch base on that. But I was not bashing the stock in any way, shape, or form. I still believe Ocugen has a lot of potential. It's just the time for it to contain or obtain as much market share as it can is getting more narrow, and its market share opportunity is getting smaller and smaller. But I'm not going ahead and saying, hey, Ocugen with Covaxin, there's no shot here. Covaxin is a vaccine that's nowhere near the others. It's just these top three players have already gone out into the market, and I know that Ocugen partnered up with Covaxin, and based off the research and due diligence that I've done and the articles that I've read, Covaxin has an upper hand on a lot of different, not stocks, but a lot of different other vaccines based off of their room temperature, dosage, and how effective and how broad of the age group it could be applied to. You know, there's also restrictions on other ones. This one seems to be one that if phase 3 trials come out pretty strong, as every single investor is waiting for, you know, it can basically give a little bit of a better answer. But it seems like this could be a vaccine since it's done through the inactive form of the novel coronavirus, like the traditional vaccines. This may be applicable to all types of age groups without many complications or complications at all. Who knows? We need to see how things move forward, but I just wanted to have a conversation. I was not bashing the stock. I do want every single investor and viewer to be aware of that. So, very important resistance level. This is the peak of the day, 1035. And that was one of the peaks of the day yesterday as it tried to pull itself back up. So 1035 definitely needs to be broken through by the bulls. I want every single investor and viewer to be aware of that. So let's look at our new resistance and support. So support is 942. If that gets broken through, this could be on its way down to newer lows, new support levels, and getting deeper into bearish territory. I do want every single investor and viewer to be aware of that. And if that gets broken through, the next point of reference is down here close to 925, 926, give or take. You want to see how the bulls are reacting between 942 and that area of the next support, if they can bring it back up, or are the bears tearing this one down fairly fast. Now, our resistance here is 1009, and our 50-day moving average is 1009. So I want every single investor and viewer to be aware that the bulls definitely need to break through this resistance to get back into bullish territory based off the chart, and the 50-day moving average needs to be broken through so this can get back into bullish territory. So the resistance level needs to be turned into a support so the bulls can pull upwards away from the 50-day moving average, away from the resistance to reach newer highs, new resistance levels, and then work towards breaking the highest point, which was 1035 from yesterday in the last couple hours of the day, and today as the day started. So 1035 is a significant resistance level right now that the bulls need to break through before getting to any higher levels within bullish territory and new resistance levels. As always, if you found this video helpful and informative, please do so and subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell to not miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community, and don't forget to hit the like button to let me know you watch this video. Stay tuned till the end because I do have the tweet of the day and a ticker symbol you won't want to miss. You definitely want to have this on your watch list moving forward if you don't have it already. Stay tuned. For everyone that has stayed to this point in the video, the ticker symbol I'm about to share with you guys is definitely one you want to add to your watch list because we've been talking about it as it was going down back in February 21st over at the Patreon. So we're going to look at that in just a moment, but let's talk about the tweet of the day. And the tweet of the day is, when you know and understand the stock you are invested in, nothing can stop you from holding or buying more. Selling isn't an option. Does anyone have a stock in their portfolio that gives them this conviction? So I want to start off by saying thank you. And it was a very bold statement from every single investor that commented on this post. I really appreciate you guys stepping forward, sharing those stocks that give you this conviction based off your portfolio. And that means a lot. And it shows that you guys are on the right track to becoming much more of an investor that maximizes profits and minimizes losses. So I look forward to more investors engaging in these type of tweets that I will be posting daily. And also, I want every single investor and viewer that is watching to be aware that this is a very important part of an investor's life and lifestyle and building a portfolio. You need to have at least minimum one stock that gives you this conviction. Then nothing can stop you from holding it and buying more. Now, you obviously want to understand the stock and the company, but you need at least minimum one. Now, if you want to build a strong portfolio, you need to have at least 3 to 5. That's just something that I've seen work, and that's just something that I'm stating as a general perspective. But if you can do more than that, that's even better. If you do less than that, that's fine as well. But you just want to make sure that you're able to diversify just a bit and also find those stocks that give you that conviction that selling is not an option, because long-term investing has proven to be much more profitable, even though it's a slower process, than day trading and swing trading. Nothing against day trading and swing trading. Very effective trading strategies. I use them as well. But you always want to have a portfolio that you can always look at and say, no matter how red I am in this area, this stock is pretty stable or slightly red, but I see the days of it turning green ahead of time, right? That it's coming in the days ahead, or usually they stay green for you and the rest of your portfolio is sometimes a little bit rocky. So if anyone can go ahead and agree with me with that statement, you're more than welcome to. In the comments down below, I would love to see your guys' thoughts, but this is a very true statement, and I want every single investor and viewer to be aware of it. You need at least one stock minimum to give you this conviction. And then you also want 3 to 5 if you're trying to build a strong portfolio. So what's the stock to add to your watch list? Well, it's GNOG, Golden Nugget Online Gaming. So we talked about this one since February 21st over at the Patreon, and this is what I had stated. What attracted me most to these stocks? One of them was GNOG, and I posted it here with the graph, and you can see what price it was at. And the 21st of February was actually on the weekend. I talked about it for the first time on the 20th, and then on the 21st, I gave a full description of what is attracting me to this stock specifically at this week and at this time. So it had been in a downward spiral. It's close to becoming oversold. Now this could continue downwards. I stated that because we're nowhere near oversold. There was still room there, and the MACD was showing room to continue downwards or end up in sideways movement, which can be an opportunity to watch closely. GNOG is in a sector with potential in the upcoming months. and even years. That is why this one is definitely one to add to your watch list. This was the time to watch this stock. And every single stock, as it's going downwards, it's the time to watch the stock and understand it. So let's go ahead and go over here to the 30-minute and see where it was at on February 21st. Well, we went ahead and caught it right at this point when we were talking about it. It was sitting around here. The 22nd, it started to go downwards. We were watching it, and this is the 30-minute time frame. But when we go over to the 1 day, which is the same chart that I was using, we could see that the oversold was almost there. We were really close to it. The 22nd, it had finally touched it, right? It was sitting right here on that picture. It touched it. It broke through it. And the 23rd turned out to be the lowest that we've seen this stock hit. And it hit a low here of $13. Bounced back, touched it again. And from that point forward, it's taken off, right? I'm not saying it's going to take off to oversold and that it can't come right back down to this area, but it's been pulling upwards. So it hit its low. It was fighting in the $14, $15 range, and it started to run up, and it hit a peak here of $16.76, sitting at $16.18, and it certainly continued that downward trend as I stated. But when you also look at it, we're now back to a slight sideways movement since the day I talked about it as it was going downwards. Now this stock has shown its potential, right? All the way up here in the 20s and probably even higher in the past. And it's been pulling downwards. It hit a bottom and the oversold section was touched. And since then, it's been pulling upwards. Now the volatility of the market with the ups and downs is bound to happen and be normal. But in the last week, a lot of great things have been happening for GNUG when it comes to expansion and also getting into more states and stuff. And this sector overall has so much room for growth. So it is definitely one to watch carefully. We want to see if this pulls right back down to $14, $15 range, or will it consolidate here before the next catalyst? I mean, there are definitely a lot of reasons why to watch this closely, but we do know its lowest point was $13.40. And even if it breaks through that, I mean, this still has a lot of potential, and we'll have to watch it even closer. But for right now, it's shown strength, and it's brought itself up to newer levels, back to that sideways movement effect. And if it can consolidate here, and all it takes is another catalyst to hit newer highs, I mean, this was the best time to watch this carefully to understand that the strength is there, the consolidation, and now we're going to newer highs and new resistance levels. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.